Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Noel here from Symbiote Collectibles, and today I'm going to be going over my top 5 games that I beat last year, and games that I've beaten so far this year, and then what I'm playing right now this year. I want to make this video to kind of talk about like what my favorite games that I played last year were, and then what I've been playing so far in 2021, what I've beaten in 2021, and that way I can kind of make videos and talk about what I'm beating and what I'm playing going forward, and just kind of keep up to date on it. I figure if I get it all done in like one video, then I don't have to constantly update it. This is call it The Office. You can't really see that much of it. I don't want to expose too much, but there's a lot of stuff in here. I might do an office game room tour. It's just not big, so there's not really much to show. It'll be like 3 minutes, but anyways, we're going to start off with, I should also probably apologize for not uploading a lot. Just been busy. I work for a big company, and, it's just hard to find time and stuff like that when I get a few hours to relax. And then I had COVID for a while too, so I was kind of just beating games and just getting that out of the way. And, yeah, so I want to get better about it this year and kind of go. I made a TikTok account as well. So I'll post TikToks on there, just like as a side thing to kind of do, as well as this. So I'll post like TikTok, just random stuff like, oh, here are my graded comics that I have, or this is what I picked up this week, just a quick little TikTok of it. And then here I'll talk more in depth and go through each thing one by one and giving up my opinions. I have like a stack of comics to read that's like 35 books thick of comics I need to read. So once I clear all those out, I'm going to talk about what I read so far that I like, and then that way I can keep up to date on my comic pickups too. Game pickups will come back. Game pickups, I had a lot of game pickups. I got quite a few things for Christmas. My dad got me Smash on the 64. So I have every Smash game now. I'm a big Smash Brothers fan, as Smash Con. But I'm not going to go over everything I got just because I got a lot for Christmas, and, it's just, I kind of want to just start 2021 and just go with what I have. That's all my games are over there. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of start fresh, and I'm going to go over everything as I get it and just do better about it. Also, I'm going to start making this like a collectibles whole thing. So not only am I going to talk about games and comics and stuff. Games are my main focus, but comics, trading cards, and not just like Yu-Gi-Oh, but Pokemon too. I've been getting into that a little bit more casually, not trying to get like a hardcore, trading card collector and spend a crap ton of money on it, but maybe buying like a pack or booster boxes here and there, just to kind of collect and have fun with it. I am going to make a video going over some of my binders that I have for cards, so I can kind of update progress with binders. And then I'm going to go over figurines too, and like some statues that I have when I get them. So just kind of update. I'm going to kind of, grow it and make it more collectible stuff as well, not just gaming, but they're going to be primarily games. Anyway, with a 3-minute intro out of the way, let's start with my top 5 games. I should also preface, I should have sorted these. I should also preface and say that these aren't all games. I don't think any of these games came out in 2020. One did. One came out in 2020. So these aren't games that are like out in 2020. These are games that I played in 2020 that were my favorite. Because a lot of times I buy certain games as they come out. I don't buy everything. There are a few games that I played that came out last year. Like I bought the Avengers like a moron, and that game sucked. And then I bought SpongeBob Rehydrated, which was good, but like it's not my favorite game I've ever played. It was just like a fun nostalgia trip. So these are like games that I've experienced for the first time or that I'm replaying that were my favorite. So first off, I could have done the entire Kingdom Hearts series, but I just grabbed this one, Kingdom Hearts 3. This game is, I quickly just love this game. I fell in love with this game. I love everything about it. Yeah. A lot of it's cringy. It's like cringy anime stuff. But for the most part, this game's good. The story, it's hard to follow like people say, but me and my girlfriend put in the time, and we played everything all the way through, and it's just amazing. So try to get better on that. It's kind of hard. My lighting in here is not the best, but so Kingdom Hearts 3, one of the really good game, one of my favorites. I played the entire Kingdom Hearts series in 2020, and it's one of my favorites. So hopefully they make a Kingdom Hearts 4. I wish they would have ended it on 3, but they didn't. Next game, also by Square Enix, Final Fantasy 15. This is the Royal Edition. This game is really good. I didn't think it was my first Final Fantasy, and I know it's not heavily loved by fans, but I really liked it, and it was really fun. It kind of got overwhelming, and it wasn't exactly clear sometimes on what to do or where to go and what to grind, and so I just kind of saved up my gold a lot and just bought up like health items and stuff, and just kind of went. And it was really hard for me to beat the game because I grinded. I had to go and grind before the final boss. I got all the way through the final boss, and then I had to stop and grind because of how high level the final boss was. And then because it's the Royal Edition, it comes with like extra bosses to do before the final boss. So then I grind, and I got to a certain level, and I was like, okay, and I beat these guys. And then the final boss ended up being way under level from what I was. So the ending's not the most balanced in my opinion. I don't know. But I like it. It's one of my favorites, and the story is amazing. So Final Fantasy 15, it's really good. Next, that's the last one. Next is this is the only Nintendo game on here, exclusively Nintendo. But Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. It's not as good as the mainline Pokemon games. I'll say that for sure. But it's just like for a nostalgia trip, for Gen 1 fans. It was awesome seeing all those iconic moments and gyms and characters in in new graphics, remastered. Super easy. It was fun to it was a fun sometimes Pokemon you don't want to play through an entire 40-hour RPG or whatever, and this was a quick, easy, fun way to get a beginner's experience of Pokemon, and it was fun, and I liked it, and I did end up grinding for Melmetal and Melton and putting them in my Sword and Shield and stuff like that. But it was a good time. I want to buy Let's Go Pikachu and play through it again. So it was fun. I like that game a lot. And these are in orders of my favorites. So I liked it. Story-wise, it was just a nostalgia thing for me. Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts objectively, story-wise, are better. But just nostalgia for me. Next up, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Played this for the first time last year. I love Star Wars. I've been getting into it more lately, within the past year and a half, and playing watching it. I watched all the movies, all 9 of them, just back to back to back of the main trilogy. Been watching the side movies. I started the Clone Wars and Mandalorian, and I'm just kind of getting into everything, and I love it. The ending is crazy, and it's just really good. And Cal Kestis is a Jedi. There's a lot of twists and turns and things that you didn't think were going to happen, and overall it was really good, and it was really fun, and you did feel like a Jedi when you played it, so it was fun. Next game, final game, my favorite game that I played in 2020, came out in 2020, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm a big comic book guy, obviously, as you guys can tell, and it was just awesome. It was amazing. It's a fun game, and it did everything that Spider-Man did, and did it better. And I actually beat it twice because I platinumed the game. I got all the trophies, and it was just really fun. It was really good story. Not as great as like Peter Parker Spider-Man, but for what it was, for a quick 15-hour game, it was really fun. And I think it's worth the money. And especially if you're gonna 100%, if you're gonna 100% it, you're gonna get 40 hours out of it. It was worth it. But yeah, so. Good game. That was my favorite game I played last year. That happened to come out last year. Okay, so let's go what I've beaten so far. Wow, I'm unprofessional. I've actually forgotten some games. I'm going to grab the main game really quick. You guys going to see me be not prepared. So I did beat, what I'm not going to put up here, but I did beat the story mode for Mortal Kombat. I did beat the story for Mortal Kombat vs. DC fighting game. I'm not gonna show it because it's not like crazy. You can find it for like $3. But I've been kind of beating story modes for fighting games. I beat that, and then I played Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I beat that story mode too. That one was really fun. I'm gonna play it more and kind of learn to pick up some characters in like versus mode, but it was good. I'm gonna try to do this in order to the best of my recollection of what I've beaten so far. But yeah, so forgot another one too. I haven't beaten that many games, but all right, we're gonna start it off with the first game I beat for 2021, and that was Sackboy: Big Adventure on the PlayStation 5. It was good. I liked it a lot, but it's not as like fluid as like, you know, Mario for a 3D platform. It's just not as good. There was a lot of input delay in like his jumps and his dodges and stuff. It's fun. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. It was okay, but nothing crazy to write home about. It's good for kids. If you have kids, I recommend it, but if you don't, I'd only get it if you just love PlayStation IPs and Sackboy in general. Next, the disappointment game of the year. This came out last year. I didn't beat it until this year. I liked it. I totally understand why other people didn't like it. That was Cyberpunk 2077. I played it on PS5, so I had a way better experience than other people might have. But I can totally understand why people hated this and why they were super pissed about it. And I'm sad that CD Projekt Red lied to us about so much stuff. I'm sad it wasn't what it said it was going to be. But for what it is, it's good. I think it's fun. If you like Fallout New Vegas and, you know, you're willing to put up with a lot of bugs and some things that are kind of, you know, not as good, it's fun for what it is. But it gives you the illusion of choice when there really is no choice. So, but anyway, I'd give it like a 8 out of 10. It's good. I liked it. I really liked it. The stories for me and the side quests and the characters made this worth it. So it was really, and the combat is fun. It's just, you know, not what they said it was going to exactly be, but for what it is, if you look at it for what it is, it's fun. Next, old school game, Asura's Wrath. Not old. Look, all right, it's PS3. It's not that old, but for me, you know, I grew up with it because I'm 22. But Asura's Wrath on the PlayStation 3. I always wanted to play this because the character designs are super cool. And it's like, I don't want to be incorrect, but it's like a combination of like Hindu and like Chinese and Japanese cultures. It's really weird. But the character design's like awesome. The story, not very good. It was not the best. I purely played it because I liked the story or the character design, and I liked, there's a crossover with Ryu and Akuma. So you have to have a boss fight with Ryu and Akuma in the DLC for this. So that's the main reason I got it. But I played it and the story's okay. It's interesting, but like they could have done way more with it. But it's literally like beat 'em up section, quick time event, cutscene. Beat 'em up, you know, quick time cutscene. Beat 'em up, quick time cutscene. It's the entire game. Some cutscenes are even 15 minutes long almost. So I mean, it's interesting. It's really interesting. The world's interesting. The character designs are awesome. Like 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. It's not the best, in my opinion. You know, I like beat 'em ups to an extent. I'm more of an RPG guy, but I like beat 'em ups, but that just did not do it, Chief. Immortals Phoenix Rising on the PS5. This was a gift to me from my girlfriend, and I wasn't going to get it because I wasn't too sure about it, but everyone says it was good. And it's definitely a Breath of the Wild clone, but it offers a lot more in certain aspects. I personally don't think it's as good, but it's gorgeous. 4K, 60 frames, you know, it's amazing. It's a real tongue-in-cheek approach on Greek mythology, so there's a lot of humor, dark humor, jokes, and stuff like that. Like Zeus joking around about how bad of a dad he is and stuff, and how he's like an alcoholic, and he goes to AA meetings and stuff like that. So it's really good. It's interesting, but it's really fun. And if you're looking for something in the vein of Breath of the Wild, it's got the climbing, the flying, you know, combat. The weapons don't break, but the weapons have different effects, and the character has a skill tree. You know, it's It's good. I like Zelda better. I'm biased because it's my favorite game series of all time. But it's good for what it is. It's really good. I recommend it. If you have a PS5, I recommend it. I wouldn't play it on last gen because unless that's all you have, especially not the Switch. Don't get on the Switch. Next game I beat. This is the last game I beat. Is Super Mario Land. I got actually pretty. Let me take it out of the case. I got a pretty minty copy. Me and my dad go garage sailing and to different flea markets and stuff like that, you know. And we went to this big meet, this big retro game meet that was happening at this guy's house. And there were a bunch of guys set up as like vendors. And I bargained with the guy and got a really good deal on this and then a copy of like Metroid for the Game Boy Advance. And I bundled these and got a good deal. This cartridge is minty. It's not fake. It's not fake either. I checked. It's minty. But I did beat Super Mario Land. It was the last game I beat, and it was fun. I broke out the original Game Boy, or DMG 001 or whatever, and I played it, and just like you would back in the day. And it was hard to see, but it was a cool experience, and it was really fun, and it made you kind of appreciate, like, you know, I was sitting there playing, and it was like, oh, you know, this is what kids in the 80s, you know, 89 were playing on. You know, this was their DS or whatever, and it was cool. It was a cool experience, and it lets you experience a part of history, you know, that I wasn't around for. And it was fun, too. I give the game like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It was fun. For a little platformer on your Game Boy for 1989 when it came out. And even now, the gameplay still holds up. There are a few things like Mario, like, if you're not, when he jumps, he's like floaty. But like when you let go of the D-pad, he stops. So like if you're like this and you think he's going to keep going and you let go of the D-pad, he won't. He'll just... And when he does free fall, it's like if you jump, you're floaty. But if you just like run off the side of a platform and you don't jump, it's just straight down. Like you're done. So not as like refined as like modern Mario and stuff, but for what it was really fun. And I like it. And 8 out of 10. Final game. This is a continuous game. So I don't play the campaign for these, but I play the multiplayer. It's like my Fortnite and you know, online game. I played this in Minecraft mainly for like multiplayer online games, but Call of Duty Cold War, I bought the battle pass and I just play it on work nights when I have an hour to blow, and it's fun and I like grinding and I'm pretty good. My KD is pretty decent and it's just fun. You know, it's a basic game. It's like my guilty pleasure. Everyone has their super basic game they like. Mine's Call of Duty. But yeah, that's everything. That's everything I've beaten / played so far. In 2021, and then every game I've beaten that were my top 5 favorite games I've beaten in 2020. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully, you know, I beat some more stuff. I'm keeping track of everything in a document and going through my lists. So I'll let you guys know what games I beat in the future that I can go over. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I gotta do better with certain things I've noticed, like holding up the games and talking about them. And yeah, so hopefully I can go over other parts of my collection here soon, like make like a figurines video, a room tour, card game stuff, comic book stuff. And yeah, so comic book video coming soon when I read all my books. I'm going to go through like all my favorite books for the past 3 months or whatever and just compile it all in a list and tell you guys. So anyways, thank you guys again for watching. Noel here, Symbiote Collectibles. Please like, comment, sub, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.